Thousands away, overthink. Ask you questions, leave you on the brink. What's the point of existence? Welcome back to Brains Unpicked.
Hello and welcome back to Brains Unpicked. This is episode 16 and I'm Rose.
I'm Zoe.
And we're two 20-something-year-old girls and we overthink about everything. We contemplate existence and we're taking you along with us to do it. So strap in, it's going to be another fun one, we hope. How are you, Zoe?
I'm alright, how are you? I don't know why we've hit record and I feel a bit but you are the only person that I've seen in real life today.
But yeah, I'm not too bad.
Yeah, good. It's been an alright week, life.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Moving on, go.
What's your brain unpicked?
You're skipping a step.
Am I?
Yeah, I have some minor inconveniences I need to speak about.
Oh, see, so what happened there, guys, was that I wanted to know your minor inconvenience, but the brain unpicked came out.
Oh, okay, well.
Yeah.
My minor inconvenience is fake tan. I've never been good at doing fake tan, ever. And I went through a phase where I just stopped using it.
Yeah.
Like, last year, I think I barely put on tan.
Yeah.
Not that I like tan all the time, but I wasn't interested, didn't really bother. Like, I was going to events and I wasn't putting tan on. Granted, 9 times out of 10 it's because I just got a new tattoo.
Yeah.
So, pretty much the majority of the summer and winter last year, consecutively, I was getting new tattoos, so I couldn't really tan. So I accepted the pale life and I was quite happy with that and I was like, whatever. However, someone recently said to me that I don't look like I'm a peely wally person and I was like, thank you so much.
I feel like that is the highest compliment because I am nothing if not a pale blue gal.
I am.
And I definitely look like one.
I'm so peely wally and it's probably the only time anyone's ever went, I wouldn't make you, I wouldn't say that you're a peely wally person. I am. But I have fake tan on right now.
Right, yeah.
And the issue is, I'm just crap at it. I'm crap at putting it on. The tan I'm using just now is one of those face and body like oil ones.
Okay.
It doesn't have to mix with moisturiser, but you're meant like you end up mixing it with moisturiser, and it's meant to make life easier. I don't feel like my life is easier.
Yeah.
It doesn't smell as much. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like it should be easier, but I've currently got a streak. I don't know if you can see it. No regrets. I've got big streaks down my neck, right? And you won't be able to see this because we're quite far away if you're watching. If you're listening, then obviously.
Yeah.
But I've got like a mark around here. I had to conceal over it because
I can't see that, but you know what my eyes are.
I had to conceal over my face because I've just got this big orange mark around my face, around my lips. And I was sending a Snapchat to someone earlier, and I was like, "That's embarrassing. I look like I've just been rubbing Watsits in my skin."
Oh dear, sorry. Excuse me. I didn't fart. It was a notification.
She's just bringing out her phone mid-episode. She's like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. We're only 5 minutes in.
I mean, it's payback for all the times you self-confess don't listen to it.
Yeah, I know. But like, for example, like, it just my hands are a bit orange and I don't know why. And like, I can't get all round my back.
And see, when you wash your hands though, does it not just wash off?
Well, that's the thing. You're supposed to wash your hands after with this oily thing that I'm using. Either way, it's just like I want to be tanned because I feel fantastic. Like, why do I feel like another human being when I've got tan on? I can have tan on and be hair scraped back and the worst outfit ever and still feel fantastic. Yeah. It makes me feel some kind of way because I don't naturally tan either.
Interesting.
Like I don't. No. Like if I go on holiday and I go abroad, it's factor 50 plus. I'll burn. I'll come back. That'll be it. Yeah. If I stand next to any of my family on holiday, it's like, who is she? She must be adopted because I'm white as a sheet and they're all tanned. Like I did not get the tan genes.
No, me neither. I burn to a crisp. There's nothing I can do. Like no matter how much like sun cream I put on, I will burn through that.
Same.
And then I peel. I look slightly less pale than normal. And
my face can tan.
Yeah.
That's about
I get freckly. I don't really tan.
That's cute.
I actually do enjoy the summer when I look freckly and I'm
get,
like,
I don't get freckles. I don't tan. My hair doesn't go a different colour because I dye it all the time. So really, it's a burden that the sun's out because why do I not look better? Why have I got to fake it? Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
So I have just given in to the pale life. I have only used proper fake tan once, and I have used gradual tan like other times. I went on holiday last year, I used gradual tan. Everyone told me, oh, you won't go streaky with gradual tan. That's a lie. I accomplished it. Like, you know, like the bits where you might have slightly drier skin, like your elbows or like the creases of your hands. Was it
the Dove one?
No.
Because the Dove one sucks.
No, it was... I want to say Bombay Sands. No, it wasn't Bombay Sands.
Bondi?
It was Bondi Sands. Yeah.
Bombay
Sapphire.
Bombay Sands.
Anyway, I've only used proper fake tan once, and it was to go to prom, and I hated it. Was a sensory nightmare. I hated standing there, having to dry, and like standing just in my room, sticky.
Maybe I should go get a spray tan. Actually.
Maybe my friend got a spray tan before we went on holiday, and she was like, "It's the best tan she's ever had in her life."
Well, last time when I got a spray tan for prom, it was too dark.
Right.
But maybe I should try a spray tan again and see how I got on.
Yeah.
Because I refuse to go to sunbeds.
Scared, terrified. Don't do that.
I understand why people do, but I'm terrified.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing it. So yeah, my minor inconvenience is my own peely wally skin.
It is a nightmare.
It's so bad.
It's like
it's criminal.
Just like, you can see my veins through. Like I've got a really dark vein on my leg as well. That I'm like, and you have to get that out in the summer where your shorts.
Like varicose veins or something?
No, they're not varicose veins yet. They probably will be.
What are varicose veins? Are they just?
They're like veins that look like a lump coming out of your okay. So that'll probably become a varicose vein because that's hereditary, and my dad has that, so can't wait for that to be my life.
Oh, sorry.
I remember I had a PE teacher that had varicose veins, and we used to call him brainy knees because he yeah
awful.
Yeah. They did look sore though. Yeah. I don't want that to be my life.
Right, well.
But yeah, so I'm with you.
What's your minor inconvenience then?
So my minor inconvenience is trying to get concert tickets. I feel so. I'm speaking to the wrong audience. So he's had a lot of success in the last week.
In the last week, but how many times have I tried for Pitbull tickets and not got them?
That's so true.
Mr. Worldwide, if you're listening, hit me up.
Yeah,
it won't be.
No, but he might be. You never know. Manifest it. We love you, Pitbull. Please come. So yeah, I swear to God, there used to be a skill to getting tickets, right? And now it's just a free for all.
Oh, it's mental.
Yeah, and why do they keep making it harder and harder and harder? Like every time I've tried over the last year, they've added a new step. Jesus, so you do? I can see that from here. Oh my God.
I'm cold.
Get a jumper on. Get the blanket.
I'm so cold. Guys, BRB, I'm going to get a blanket. I'm back.
Yeah, so over the last week, I have tried several times to get Chapel Roan tickets. And so many people I know have got them and are going. I'm not bitter. I do not begrudge anyone this. I'm so excited for you. If I can't go, I'm going to live through you.
Are you going to try for the next set of tickets?
Yes, so this is part of the minor inconvenience. At time of filming this, she has announced a second date in Edinburgh, which goes on sale tomorrow. General sale at 10 o'clock in the morning. The time at which I have a meeting. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is anyone else going to be able to try to get them?
Yeah. So my friend Lauren, who can't go, is gonna who can't go is gonna try and get tickets for me. I have been sent a thing that I can access the pre-sale, Ticketmaster pre-sale at 9 o'clock. So I'm going to try then, which I didn't get that code last time. But it's just like, why do I have to go through so much stress? It does feel like you're going into battle, genuinely try to get tickets.
Trying to get Pitbull tickets genuinely set me back a lot of years.
Mental health,
really.
And I'm
speechless.
I don't know what that was your punishment for, but this stress is my punishment for my friend Lauren that is going to try and get tickets for me has seen her. She saw her in Manchester.
I'm so sorry, I don't know why I did that. I don't think do you know what? I worked really, really hard today, and I think that I'm now like, you can't focus.
My friend Lauren that saw her last year, so she said before that she got tickets to see her before the album came out, and I didn't know much of her, and she'd messaged to say, does anyone want to go and see Chapel Rowan? And I was like, I'm really sorry, I've only heard one song, I don't know. And I said no. And then the album came out and I fucking loved it and I was obsessed, and I like right up until all the gigs when she came on tour, I was like, I have to try and get tickets. Trying to get tickets, couldn't go.
It's annoying because the tickets are actually like not cheap, but
reasonably priced
compared to like lots of other things. They're actually so reasonably priced, which is crazy.
To this day, I have never forgiven myself, and this is my punishment for it.
Like, I think if Chapel Rowan was to do her own arena tour, so this is summer sessions.
Yeah.
If she was to do her own arena tour, it would cost more than what this
does.
Oh yeah, because the
tickets
are only like £75 or something. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Also,
when you think of it, I suppose that is a few artists. And
Sam Fender and Olivia Dean are also playing that weekend, and that's sold out. And I forgot that I wanted tickets for it until I realised it was sold out, and I was so annoyed at myself because I've still not seen Sam Fender.
I have seen Sam Fender, and he did really annoy me. So he kept so it was at Transmit, and he was on the main stage before Paolo Nutini, right?
Oh, you told me this.
And he kept encouraging them to open up a pit, which is fair enough, but then people kept collapsing every 2 minutes.
Maybe if we stopped queuing from 6 a.m. and camping overnight at places, maybe if we had more water that was free and readily available to people, maybe people actually wore fucking sun cream and weren't getting sunstroke and then collapsing. I'm like, we cannot blame artists for the fact that people keep collapsing when it's just idiots. No one has everyone lost their mind
for the most part, but he was encouraging people to
but I went to see Biffy Clyro at summer sessions, right? Biffy Clyro's mental to the point where we were getting shoved so badly that I tripped, someone fell on top of me, my friend then fell on top of them, and then they were trying to pull everyone up. They forgot that I was on the floor and they were jumping on me, blah 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 blah. Was there 6,000 people collapsing? No. It is such a it is a post-COVID thing, and it actually, I found a new minor inconvenience. It pisses me off so much. I'm what is everyone doing?
Yeah, when we went to see Taylor Swift, there was in between the sets, loads of people just sat down where they were standing.
I did that at Harry Styles.
See, because people, a massive group in front of us sat down, and then a massive group behind us sat down. There was no room for us to sit down. You couldn't move because you were just
got to squeeze yourself down.
No, you couldn't. If I would have been sat on the person behind me. No, I'm sorry.
I'd sit down.
No.
I stand with that.
No, absolutely not. Because then people were trying to get to the toilet or trying to get to the bar. Nobody could get in and out. It was a nightmare.
No. Okay, well, I'm victim of that one. I'll happily sit down. In fact, I'll be the first person to do it. I think I was the first person to do it at Harry. I was like, I'm sitting down.
Oh, no.
My friends would stand and I'd be sat looking at them like, hi friends, hi.
Oh well.
Different people.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone go get your iron levels checked before festival season, because I'm absolutely sick of seeing people collapsing.
Yeah.
It's boring now.
Agreed.
Weirdly, went to UME at 6.
Yeah, I have noticed a lot of gigs like that. It's people of certain age or people of certain experience have gone to concerts and they're totally fine.
Minor inconveniences are done.
They are indeed.
Let's move on to Brains Unpicked. Mm-hmm. Would you like to go first?
Sure. So my Brains Unpicked is it stemmed from a minor inconvenience. So I do my food shop at Lidl, right? And see that I do love Lidl. The other week at Lidl, I went round the whole shop just getting all the things on my list, just as I normally would, right? But there was one man, the same man, the entire way around my shop, around the shop.
Have I ever told you about the man from like Lidl and Aldi that I used to just see all the time? And he'd always stop and talk to me. So where I lived before, I used to go to like Aldi's and Lidl's and like Motherwell because it was always after work. And one time I was in, or like during work or whatever, right? Because that's where my office was. Yeah. There was this one time I went into Lidl and I was picking up like the little iced coffees. And this man turns around to me and he goes, "Do you know how many sins are?" No, he went, "What's that?" And I went, "It's an iced cappuccino." Like that, and he was like, "What do you mean?" And I'm like, "It's a cold coffee, babe. Don't know what to tell you." I was very polite about it, and he was like, "Do you know how many sins are in a cappuccino?" And I was like, "I'm going to smack you. I'm actually going to smack." And I went, "No, I don't know how many sins are in a cappuccino." And then he continued.
Sins don't exist, but okay.
He continued to explain how many sins were in a cappuccino, and I was just like, "Are you calling me fat?" Anyway, I then started to see that man regularly in different shops around Motherwell, and he always stopped me. Every single time he tries to stop and speak to me, and I don't think he registered it was the same person. He might have, I doubt it. Every single time he had to stop me and talk to me as I was going round the shop. And I remember one day I was going round, and I can't remember where what if it was an Aldi or a Lidl or what it was, and I was going round the shop and I saw another man look me dead in the eye, and he was like, "You need out of here." And I was like, "Yeah." I had a Halsey top on, that's what it was. And this man was asking me who Halsey was, and what, like, one of Halsey's merch has like I don't know what language it was, but like different writing down it and all that, and he was asking me loads of questions about it and if I liked concerts and that, and I was just like, and I'm looking at this other guy like, save me, he done nothing to help me, and then I managed to escape him, but then I saw him again and I was like trying to dodge him in the shop so that I didn't have to talk to him, and he haunted me for quite a bit of time, and then I was like,
oh my god, I had a woman like that as well. So I was getting I had to get new glasses at Specsavers, right? And I was just by myself, and I went basically around the entire Specsavers, and I pretty much tried on every set of glasses in there before I found one that I liked, right? And the woman that was like serving me was like following me about, and she would like give me her opinion on it.
I hate when they give me their opinion, because I'm like, you don't know me.
I feel like at least she was employed to do this. There was another woman who was also choosing her own glasses, who basically did the same thing as me and was choosing having to put every single one on until she found. But she would get involved, and she kept going, "No, I don't like those." And then eventually, the last ones that I chose that I ended up liking, she approved of, right? But then it turned out, so I used to work in Morrison's. I was on the till, and this woman came into Morrison's, and it was during at this point it was during COVID, so you had to wear a mask, and I stopped wearing my glasses because every time I had my mask on, the glasses steamed up. And this woman recognised me from Specsavers and was like, "Why have you not got your glasses on? Where's your glasses?" This went on for weeks. Every time this woman came into her shop, she was asking about my glasses. And then one week she came in, I had them on. She was like, "You made the right choice." I'm like, why do you remember me? Why did you feel that?
Do you know, it was a really weird thing after COVID, because we had masks on all the time, and I used to support all these people, and I used to go into their houses and da. Eventually, when the mask started coming off, everyone was like, "You look really different," and they were like, I was like, "Yeah, I have piercings," and they were like, "You have piercings on your face," like, and I never thought, but the fact no one knew that I had piercings on my face until the mask started coming off, and that's what confused everyone. It wasn't oh, you look not how I thought you would look. They're all like, "You have piercings?"
So this one fucking man was in my way right the entire shop.
Do you have a way that you go round the shop?
I just feel like I go the natural way around the shop.
Do you know what I hate? When you go into Lidl, there's no baskets, and you need to go and get a basket.
I know.
But I can't possibly...
And it fucks up the whole thing.
How do you go a different way? I go back to the start.
Well, yeah, but sometimes you get you're in the way, try to get past all the people who are now looking for baskets.
It's a horrible experience.
Oh, it is. So anyway, I go straight down, and then I just do that,
right?
Unless there's an aisle that I need to skip, right? This man was in my way the entire fucking time. He would disappear, and then I would turn around, and he'd be back, and he'd be right in front of what I was needing. But he would just be lingering. Do you know what I mean? Like, he didn't seem to be actively looking for anything. He would just be stood there. And
do you think, if we link back to many episodes ago, that was his destiny?
Could have been. I didn't walk through any crop dust though.
Yeah.
But what I did he didn't crop dust in Lidl. Maybe it was his destiny and I was supposed to crop dust and I didn't because I forgot.
You missed your opportunity.
Oh my god, so have I outwitted the destiny panel?
Maybe.
So
if when you don't know what we're talking about, you need to go back.
God, that must have been like episode 2 or 3 or something. I can't even remember.
Yeah, but listen, man, this is only 16.
Yeah.
It
feels like so long ago.
I start podcasts from the beginning that have got hundreds of episodes. The one that I'm working through right now, I'm getting really annoyed because they keep uploading new episodes and I'm like, can you stop? Because I'm still like 25 episodes behind and there's only so many walks I can go on and I only listen to them when I'm walking.
Yeah. I've started listening. I've been listening to the odd episode of Off Menu because I randomly saw on TikTok that Robert De Niro was on Off Menu and I was like, I'm gonna have to listen to this. It was so fucking funny because I don't know if you've seen Robert De Niro in any chat shows, right? But
no, but he is in the Just Eat adverts.
He used to be on the Warburtons advert as well.
What's his fascination with food?
I don't know.
Maybe
Off Menu. Basically, it turned out that it was like the producers of Netflix that it was them that loved the show, so that's why he was on it. But he was like, he the first, like, you know how they ask like bread or poppadoms, and then like, what's your favorite starter? And he's like, I don't really know, just if they bring it to me and it's nice, I'll eat it. And James Acaster had to be like, full disclosure here, like, the rest of this episode is going to be us asking that same question but about different. And he was like, well, I just, like, if it's good and they bring it to me and I'll eat it, but apart from that, I don't really care. So they had to ask him, and they had to come up with food options for him to be like, will you eat that? And then James Acaster obviously does the
that would stress him out so much.
Well, he forgot they were going to warn him that he was going to get shouted at, and they forgot, so he was just like, poppadoms are bad, and Robert De Niro with no context. The amount they were talking about, they were talking about the particular hotel that they were in. James Acaster used to stay in it, right, one time. And sometimes he frequently, if he's in London and he gets caught short and needs the toilet, he'll nip in there to go and use the toilet for free. And they were asking him if he'd ever been caught short and needed a shit out of nowhere, and if so, where would he go to do that? Like, world-renowned, respected actor Robert De Niro
has been asked if he likes bread or poppadoms,
and where his favourite place in London is to go for a shit.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, so off topic. When I got to the till, so I went to the self-scan and this man appeared. He hadn't had a basket or a trolley or anything the whole way round. He appears in the queue at the till next to a woman who had a full trolley. So I can only assume that was his wife or his partner who was proactively doing the full shop.
And he was just lingering in your way.
Yeah, the whole time. The whole time, Zoe. She was on a mission. She did a full trolley's worth of a shop. And this man took it upon himself to get in my way.
I love him. I'm obsessed.
So this is my message to that woman. Leave him at home. Leave him at home. Leave him in the car.
Leave him in the country.
Leave him tied outside like a dog. I don't care. Don't bring him in here. I can only assume that he was getting in her way, so she told him to fuck off, so he proceeded to get in my way instead. I have never come so close to actually like pushing someone out of the way around it, because I had to be polite. I can't be rude. I was like, I would like wait a minute behind him, or I'd go away and come back, and he'd still be in the.
That man just wanted to cause problems, and he thought, I'll choose you.
So, my Brains Unpicked is, how do men exist? How do they exist? How do they find it so easy to get in the way of people and have no care whatsoever? I don't even think he either was doing it deliberately, or he had no knowledge or comprehension of my presence whatsoever.
So, just talking about supermarkets in general, now I think that I have a problem with supermarkets, that they freak me out, and I go round like a deranged human being.
Yeah.
When I go around supermarkets, I'm talking to myself. I'm like, right, what's next? And I do this thing with my hand where like I don't even realize. It's almost like I'm stimming. It's actually really out of hand. It's really weird.
Yeah.
I do this thing where like I do this with my hand. For the audio listeners, I'm shaking my hand from left to right, and I point my finger at things because I'm like thinking out loud, and I'm like, where is that thing? And what's next? And like, I look like an old wee woman telling someone off as I'm going round the shops and like trying to talk. And I didn't realise how bad it was until I went shopping with one of my friends, and she was like, "Zoe, you need to stop doing that. You don't look well." I was like, "What are you talking about? I didn't even notice I do it." And she was like, "It's not okay." I used to have such bad anxiety that I couldn't even go into Lidl to have a panic attack. I had a full-on panic attack trying to go into Lidl. Waving my fingers at the peppers, onions. I don't know if it's just that's how the anxiety manifests itself now. I can't breathe. Guys, it's not even that funny. It's not. I shouldn't be crying.
I feel like I've been round Aldi with you. I've never known. I feel like I'm probably doing my own weird things.
I think that I'd really try to keep it under wraps. And it's not as bad when I'm with someone, but if I'm just doing my full shop, so she literally just came with me to do my shop, and she was like, "Why are you doing that?" I'm like that guy. I should be tied up outside. I shouldn't be going in either.
Like, just like they should just
means this man sat outside waiting.
They should just have a station at the door. leave your useless counterpart.
Honestly, God forbid, the poor man that ends up with me full time is going to have such a struggle.
Let's hope that he's not another version of that man, and he's the woman with the full trolley.
Oh, if he's the woman with the full trolley, I'd have been in the car. I'd have been
well,
like, listen.
Do you know what? I just like I actually wanted to go up to her and be like, "Please, don't bring him in."
This episode, people listen to this, it's not going to be that funny.
I wish we could have. It was like, you know, like in a horror film, or like in a trailer for a horror film, where they just see people, like someone appears behind a bus or something. Yeah. Like there would have been a crowd going past with trolleys, and he wouldn't have been there. And then after the crowd went away, he appeared. How are you doing?
Oh my god, do you listen to Radio 1?
Sometimes.
Right, so I only really listen to Craig James. He started doing this thing, but I don't really know when he started it or how it's happened. But anytime he's talking about Benson Boone, he goes, "Benson Boone!" and goes, "Boo!" And everyone else, like his producers and all that, go in the back and go, "Ah!" It's so funny. And they're like really good at it. He's done it the other day, and he was like, "No one even reacts anymore. They just say boo. They don't even look at each other."
Oh.
I don't think you're ready for my Brains Unpicked.
Oh god.
So,
right.
I didn't have a Brains Unpicked because I've not been writing things down because I've been prioritising some other things at the moment rather than my weird thoughts. So I looked through my notes.
I don't know, I'm just scared.
So I looked through my notes, and one of the things... This is so stupid. I don't know why my brain thought of this. If you were to climb into water, anyway, I compose myself. If you were to climb into a washing machine, it's like you're not looking at me. I'll look at the camera. If you were to climb into a washing machine, would you go in belly first or back first? Like, would you lie down with your belly to the drum or your back to the drum?
So are we talking about once I'm in or how I climb in? Am I going to...
When you're in, before I hit spin, are you going in belly first and like lying down? Or are you going back and like lying... I feel
like
idea
I would like
why
to try it both ways because I feel like back to the drum would be quite comforting. But like I'm just
Listen. I was frozen. I don't know if we're going to be able to use this episode. I don't know why this is in my notes. I don't know when I put it in my notes, but for some reason I really wanted to think about, and I think I must have been sober when I wrote it. What way would you lie down in a washing machine if you were to climb in it? Because I just reckon, like, back first, people, that makes sense, like, to go round like that, but
I'm imagining
belly first would be really comfy.
Belly first, I feel like would feel more like a roller coaster.
Yeah, I think that like one's a C, one's a quaver. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're on your back, you're a bit like a quaver, but if you're on your back, you're like a C. If you're on your belly, you're like a quaver.
So are you like this? Because I'm imagining if I'm like this.
Oh no, you're like right round the drum, and then like
right.
Your hands will touch your toes situation.
Okay, so I feel like belly first would be more comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want me to tell you some of the notes that are around that one to see if it makes any sense whatsoever? I'm trying to find where it is.
Who went in? I feel like I've seen something where someone climbs into a washing machine and it takes them somewhere else.
Have you seen the videos of the microwaves and like the cameras in the microwave? How does that happen?
No.
Oh my god, it's crazy. I can't even find it now. Nick, above that is I want to live the level of peace Bretman Rock does. Agree. Mm-hmm. And I really like the word comorbidities.
Comorbidities.
Yeah, I like that word. that's the two notes like after that.
I don't enjoy that word actually because I always feel like it's like
it looks good. I like all the little letters that go with it. It just looks like a nice word. It's written down. It's a nice word.
I feel like I don't have a tumble dryer. Mm-hmm. But I would prefer to go through the tumble dryer than the washing machine.
Oh, I feel like I'd prefer to go through the washing machine.
Really? That's interesting.
I don't feel like I'd feel clean going through the tumble dryer. I would just feel like a shaky sauna.
I think I would just like to be warmed up. Do you know what I mean? Like I would feel all cozy.
I just feel like the tumble dryer would like you know when you go into a sauna.
Yeah.
That feeling of that, but like if a giant just picked the sauna up and started like throwing about like basketball.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd like that. Why are you laughing?
I'm really, really sorry. I'm really sorry, Nikki. Of all the places I thought that question was going, that one.
Like I don't know. I feel like going in belly first feels like it would be comfortable until you think about the fact that actually your back will be like really like that must be sore on your back.
Yeah.
But if you were going in back first, like I feel like it's easier to go head to toe that way than it is that way. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, definitely.
Like that's almost like doing a really weird crab.
Yeah. I just imagined the sound.
But I need to obviously. I didn't say the washing machine had to go on, but just climbing in it. I really want to climb in a washing machine.
Yeah.
I don't know a washing machine that's big enough that would fit me.
Oh, see if there was like a massive hotel washing machine.
Oh. I do really think it would be, but not like,
I would like to like if there was a washing machine that you could stand up in, I would love to run in that like a hamster wheel.
Not like the American ones though. Like, you know how there's this, like, you lift the lid to get into it? Not one of those ones.
No.
Like a
door.
Yeah, a door one. Like, you climb in the door, you shut the door. I know, like, it's happened to, like, cats and stuff, which is really sad.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking on the sad side of it. I'm thinking on it's, like, it's
just
safe.
like it's a fun ride. Yeah.
Like, someone invents the washing machine ride at Alton Towers, and it's just, like, you get... I'm patenting that.
Yeah.
I'm copywriting it as mine. I'm going to invent the washing machine ride, and everyone gets strapped to a big washing machine and just goes round in circles.
Do we all get our own individual washing machine, or are we all in the same one? Like,
these are all in the drum. There's like there's like a special. Like, you've all got seats in the drum.
Right.
A bit like a Ferris wheel, but like you've all got that. But like, and you've got to lie down, whatever direction you want to lie down in. It's up to you. And then you get strapped in, and then we'll spray water in your face. Not loads of water, we'll not drown you, but we'll just spray water in your face and
getting waterboard it all.
Yeah, no, waterboard, but like just sprays like just,
like the 4DX thing.
Like the 4DX thing, just a little spray in the face, and that'll be the washing machine ride.
Amazing. Yeah. Okay. I would go in. Yeah, front first.
How good would it be to make a theme park?
Oh, amazing. Like, the dream is to just have your own Dollywood.
God. Imagine you had a theme park that was all just based on kitchen appliances.
The fridge, you just go into a really cold room. And the freezer's an even colder. We could one day have a Brains Unpicked, like, theme park where people, like, go on a weird thing round our brain.
Oh my god, like the Hungry Caterpillar ride, but like the Caterpillar ride except they go through the brain.
Yeah, and there's like a DJ in there.
They're opening a Universal in the UK.
Yeah, I know, weird, isn't it?
But they're not. But like, I think there's going to be Minion Land in it. And
interesting. I've never been to anything like that.
Neither have I.
No,
it doesn't really weird. You'd think it would,
yeah,
but it doesn't really appeal to me.
Me
like,
neither.
I'd rather just go to Alton Towers.
Yeah,
but the last time I've only been to Alton Towers once, and the time that I went to Alton Towers, I didn't like it because I was a scaredy cat kid who was scared of everything. I'm not a scaredy cat kid anymore, so I want to go so I can go on the rides. But unfortunately, last time I went to M&D's, I was too fat for a lot of the rides, so I need to lose weight first.
No, I've not. I don't think I've been to M&D's, and I've not been to Alton Towers either.
Oh, you don't want to go to M&D's.
No.
M&D's is worse than Cadona's.
Is it? Oh
yeah.
God. Cadona's used to be good when I was a kid, though.
Yeah, no, M&D's you thought was good because you were small.
Right.
So you thought it was massive, and then you got like above 5 foot, and you're like, oh my god, this place is tiny.
I spewed at Cadona's once when I was bleeding.
Oh, do you know what? We used to be so good. Loudon Castle. Bring back Loudon Castle. Bring back that swing round the moon. Oh, it was in like Ayrshire or something. It was amazing. Right. It was the best theme park I think I'd ever been to. I loved Loudon Castle. It was so good.
Very good. No, I've never heard of it.
Bring it back.
No, I haven't been on anything like that in so long. Yeah, well, maybe one day you'll be joining us for the grand opening of the Brains Unpicked theme park.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
right.
And there'll be a Destiny panel, of course.
Yes, that's how you get your tickets.
Yeah.
You get a specified ticket, and it gives you your Destiny, and you've got, oh my god, there's something in my.
Oh god.
And you've got to go to that part of the park first or something. Or there's like Destiny panel shows. Oh my god, there's shows or something.
Yeah, we write a play.
We write a play. We're going to open a theme park. We're going to write a play.
And it's going to be performed.
We're going to do a tour.
Yeah.
We're going to do everything.
And there's going to be, you know how like Disneyland there's characters, people with massive, like, you know, in Lord in Shrek where there's the guy with the Lord, is going to be that, but one's me and one's you.
That's terrifying. Yeah. That would scare children.
Do you know what? Because all I ever wanted to do as a kid, I wanted to go to Spooky Island. So if we could make something, cool. Anything remotely
anyway,
like that.
How far are we into recording? We've recorded for nearly an hour.
Oh, Christ.
And we have 2 segments still to go. This might be a long
episode. I think we should do an extra special long episode where we're just spiralling into madness.
I just don't know what's happening.
Are we about to be mature enough to go on to the next?
We're going to have to try. So, we're moving on to the big three, who are Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle.
Whoop whoop!
Whoop whoop! Whoop whoop! Big three! What is going on? So, basically, I'm just going to talk a little bit about them, a little bit of their theories, I'm not diving into too much.
Yeah.
And we're just going to have a little thought of, if I were one of the big three, who would I be?
Okay.
Yep. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
I thought we could maybe do a quiz about it, but I forgot to look one up, so we're not going to do that. Okay. But maybe, if people are interested, we'll do a quiz.
Yeah.
So, Socrates was one of the first of the big three. He was the originator of the big three.
He was the biggest.
Yeah, he was the biggest of the three. Maybe not, like, historically, but, like, he was the OG, right? And basically, so he existed from 470 to 309 BCE. Do you know what BCE stands for?
Before Christ. No.
No, I don't.
Ever existed.
Before the Common Era.
Is it?
Yes.
What's BC?
I think that I don't ask too many questions. I only know that BC is before the Common Era because I've heard it twice in the last week.
And what's the Common Era?
Fuck this.
We're the Common Era.
Yes. Are we?
I don't know. I don't know. You're the one with the information. Are we common?
I would think so.
Is this play about us?
I'm common. Anyway, so he was one of our big kind of philosophers, and he lived in Athens. Obviously, these are all kind of like Greek, and it's a lot of Greek philosophy. But they were the kind of they were the founders of Westernized philosophy. But this is a really funny part in the book that I was just like, why is this in here? By all accounts, he wasn't a particularly attractive man, but he was short, fat and bald with a squashed nose and a personal hygiene problem.
Oh no.
Why did they call him out?
He was too busy contemplating the earth.
Who in history spent their time writing what he looked like to be like? And you know the funniest thing is when we go on to talk about Plato, so Socrates didn't like to write anything down, but Plato wrote quite a lot of what Socrates said. So I'm like, has Plato sat down and went, by the way, this man's short, fat and ugly.
This man's a munter. This is who you're getting your...
You pushed that bit of your mic down.
This man's a munter, and that's who you're trusting with the universe.
Yeah, and then it says, despite good intentions, he was also very irritating. That's a little book of philosophy. This didn't need to come for him like that.
No, it didn't.
Anyway, so on to what kind of Socrates was thinking. So he liked to question things. He was a questioner.
Yeah.
And his kind of ideas was, he believed that he thought that the best way of getting to the truth was by asking questions, and that became like Socrates' way of exploring ideas through questioning became the Socratic method.
Yeah.
So it's like his own method of questioning.
Yeah.
So he used to basically, you know those TikTokers that are just kicking about the streets and then like start pulling you up and asking loads of questions? That's what I imagine Socrates to be. Yeah.
See, when I was reading this, I was genuinely thinking, R.I.P. Socrates, you would have loved the Brains Unpicked podcast. Like this would, I mean, I don't think we're thinking quite as critically as he was, but I reckon he would have been all up for the questions we were asking.
Yeah. But I just imagine that he's running up asking, "What's the capital of Germany?" And just like people are just like, "What?
Yeah.
What?" So that was Socrates, right? And he didn't write anything down, so we only know things from other people's accounts of him. And the most notable of that is Plato. So Plato was one of his students. Basically, Socrates was trying to always find out what is love, what's a good life. He believed in order to experience love, you have to know what love is, and in order to live a good life, you have to know what virtue is. And to truly know is to truly be good. So his thoughts was, if you weren't asking questions, why are you here?
Yeah.
Which, you know, I can relate to that. I get that. That's fair enough, okay? So,
but he wasn't really enjoying everyone asking questions. Like, he thought only, like, the rich and the powerful should be asking these questions, and you muck,
Yeah, he also was found guilty of crimes because he was annoying people. Like, he got arrested, and it was because I think he was annoying the kind of rich and the famous, because he was asking too many questions, and they were just like, off with your head.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, that's Socrates, right? Seems.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about Plato.
Oh no, sorry, I'm not on Plato yet.
Oh, right.
Socrates. We're moving on to Plato now.
Okay.
So there's a timeline of this. So Socrates existed.
Yeah.
He then became like set up an academy.
Yeah.
Plato then went there. Plato then went on to set up his own academy, and then Aristotle attended there, and so on, right?
Yeah.
So then we move on to Plato, who kind of took some of that, but people kind of associate him with like the big thinker of Western philosophy, right? He was born into a wealthy and political influential family, and then he became a devoted follower of Socrates, other things. So, and he was big on lots of things. So he focused on ethics, politics, philosophy of the mind, language, religion, and aesthetics. He wrote about the soul, the arts, and virtues such as courage, justice, wisdom, and piety. What I don't know what that is.
So like, if you're pious, you're like very dutiful to your religion.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
And his big theory was the theory of forms, or the theory of ideas. And this was. Plato distinguishes between a physical and external world that is perceived with our eyes and senses, and an abstract world of perfect ideas or forms that can only be accessed by the mind. Imagine, if you will, a group of prisoners who have been chained up in a cave all their life. All they can see is a wall. Behind them is a great fire that casts shadows of people, animals, and objects onto the wall. These shadows are reality. It's all they know. However, one day a prisoner breaks free and tentatively moves out the cave, where he looks up to the great sun and sees how it casts lights upon real objects, so much more magnificent and perfect than the shadows. Everything is illuminated. When he returns to the cave, the others don't believe what he's seen. They think he is foolish, and they have no desire to look up. The cave is our world. What Plato was saying is that we are all trapped in a world of becoming, where everything is illusionary in a state of flux. Outside the cave, the realm of being is where the true meaning resides, and we discover it if we turn to philosophy, understands of forms, and uncover the truth which is illuminated by sunlight. However, in all of this, I'm pretty sure there was some weird thing about was it him that didn't? Oh yeah, he would have banned art. Because, again, with reference to the forms, on the grounds that art is fake representation of the forms, and so is a waste of time.
Yeah. He didn't sound like my kind of guy, if I'm honest. So it was him that I was thinking that was, like, he felt that knowledge was power and should only be held by certain people. Like, he felt like kings should have knowledge and the common people shouldn't. And
we believed that states are built on aristocracy.
Yeah.
He thought that if people thought about philosophy more, they'd be better leaders.
Yeah.
Which I get. That's true. I think.
Agreed. But I think that if everyone thought about philosophy, then the world would be a better place.
Yeah. And I think like the point of this is like they were way back when, and some of it's a bit like
some of his, because he believed in some of what we were talking about with Pythagoras last time, because he was on about like how he thinks that we before we're born we go to the realm of forms and we learn all this stuff, but we're then born and we can't remember any of it, so we need to ask questions to try and get that knowledge back, as if it's already inside us, we just don't remember it.
I do kind of like that.
I do, but I also don't know, like, if it's true, then I'm so annoyed with myself that I can't remember.
Yeah. Now we've got big boy Aristotle, right, who again was a follower of Plato, but then developed his own ideas. Aristotle never stopped asking questions, including ones pertinent to everyday life and to being human. He asked things like, what is art for? What are friends for? What makes people happy? His answer to his questions lay in finding a golden mean. He believed that living balanced, virtuous, without too many extremes would lead to a good life. And a lot of his stuff feels really basic now.
Yeah.
It's things like eat healthy, be physical, be active, take emotional balance, we should avoid things that makes us unhappy, we do best in groups, we should socialise, and that we should be learning and creating and expressing ourselves.
Yeah.
And then he also contributed quite a lot to metaphysics, and he also looked at the forms a little bit. So Plato's idea that there was a transcendent idealist version of everything, Aristotle believed that the reality was here and now. So he was kind of opposed to that idea of the theory of forms, actually.
Okay, yeah.
And he believed that we're here and we're now, and there was a clear and unequivocal ways to define what's in front of us. To show how we can always define things around us, Aristotle said that everything has 4 causes. Firstly, there's a material cause, what something is actually made from. For example, this table is made out of wood. Then there's the formal cause. This is what form the material takes. In this example, we know, in the table example, we know that this table is a table because it's 4 legs and holds up the top, and the shape and arrangement of the bits of wood take the form of a table. The third cause is the efficient cause, refers to the maker of the thing. So in this case, the furniture maker is the efficient cause of the table. And then the final cause is the thing's purpose. Everything is partly what it is because of its purpose. We can therefore know without doubt that this is a table, even if the particular table in question is an unconventional one, because it was intended to be a table. It was made out of table materials and is used for a table. The theory is rooted firmly in the material world around us, yet it was groundbreaking in Aristotle's day. So that was like big brand new information that, like, you know, there's all these different causes.
Right.
So if the intention is to make a table, there's all these things that lead up to the intention of the table being made. But he was a big kind of development and logical argument and looking at rationality. So he was a bit more of a rational man. Yeah. And looking at, like, why is it? Yeah. And all of them are asking why. Yeah. Right? So really, that was a big, long-winded bit, but I didn't mean for it to go on that long, but I was trying to compose myself the whole time, so it went for a while. The whole idea is, like, these big 3 are fundamental in philosophy. Yeah. Like, you can't think about philosophy without thinking of these 3 people, but it's thinking about, like, what aspects of them do you relate with now, and who do you think that if the 3 of them rocked up right now, sat down and went, let's talk philosophy or let's talk life, who do you think you would agree with more? Out of the big 3, who would you be?
Right. So I feel like through descriptions of them, I feel like Socrates was feeling closest to home for me, because I feel like I don't think necessarily a lot of my questioning of the universe is rational, like Aristotle. And I feel like Plato's theories are a bit more out there than my imagination. So I feel like, when I was reading it, I was like, I feel like Socrates sounds like the kind, like, I feel like I relentlessly question people I know, and, like, come up with the most bizarre things that people are probably like, why the fuck are you asking me this? And that feels kind of like what Socrates was about. Yeah. I do really enjoy Aristotle's theory as well. Like I do know that there is rationality behind things. Like, there is, like, consequences, and, like, there's intentions behind things. I really liked his theory on, like, you have to have these things to achieve, like, being a well-rounded individual. I just wish that they were all possible to do at once. Like,
the 4 key things, there's 4 too many.
Yeah. Like, and especially one is avoid things you don't like. Okay, I wish it were possible to not have to get up and work for a living.
It's very different now, isn't it? But, like, and it seems like their ways of asking questions and thinking things, it seems really basic, but actually it's like, had they not done that, we wouldn't be here thinking all those things.
Absolutely. I feel like Plato is someone that if he were to be sat here, I don't think I would vibe with him that much, if I'm honest. Like, I think he would have interesting things to say, but I just feel that I would be on a different wavelength to him. Yeah.
I don't know.
What about you?
I like Aristotle's stuff. Yeah. It feels a bit more realistic. Yeah. And I like that. Yeah. I like that it just feels like, you know, you've got to be happy and you've got to be well-rounded and you've got to ask questions to be there. Yeah. But, like, ultimately there's an intention with everything. And, like, what are building up to get that intention. And the reality is here and now, but there's other ways, like, there's things factoring around that.
Yeah.
I quite like it.
Yeah, and
it feels almost more scientific than the other three. The other two, sorry.
Yeah, it kind of feels like as well, like, I think the table example is really good, but I suppose it's more of a quicker example. But when you break it down, it can be like applied to everything. Like it's like, okay, I want to build a career in such and such, but like you need the means to do that. Like perhaps you need a degree, and like it's not like you can achieve all these steps immediately. It's something that you have to build over time, and even if you want to just achieve it overnight, that's not realistic, and you have to go through each and every one of these steps before it can be.
I feel like Socrates would get my nerves,
right?
Because I just feel like I'd like write something down.
Yeah, he feels kind of like a drama teacher that's just like away on like a tangent.
Darbus.
Yeah.
Like, Socrates gives me Miss Darbus vibes.
Yeah.
A TikToker mixed in with Miss Darbus, and that would be Socrates. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just a bit like, I don't like that Plato doesn't like the arts.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, chill out. My thing is, I always want to ask questions, think about things, grow and change. Like, I just think that's so important, and that fundamentally is who I am as a person. And I think that that's so interesting that, like, there's all these people that put on all this groundwork to just figuring it out, and we still don't have the answers, and we never will.
Yeah.
And there will just continue to be this theory of thought beyond what we currently live, and we're just never gonna. And I'm like, that to me makes philosophy and psychology and all these things like just so interesting, because we're just never gonna get it right. We're never gonna know. No. Everyone's going to have a different opinion, but it's so interesting that you can like look at what someone thought before and go, I wonder if I align with that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do we know they even existed?
Yeah. And
how do they know that man was short and fat and ugly and smelled bad?
The fact that he never wrote anything down but that was written down is such a kick in the teeth. That poor guy. He must have pissed off so many people that they were like, get this on record. Yeah. Like all that intellectual shit he said, never mind that. He was an ugly bugger.
Yeah. I think that he could have been annoying, but I think he would have been a chill guy. Like, I think you would have got on with him.
Fundamentally, I am quite an annoying person, so I feel like I can resonate.
Yes, I am quite annoying. I would like you to imagine that you're on your death row and you've got your death row meal. What would your death row meal be?
Oh, so I'm going 3 courses because I don't know if I'm dragging it out, but I think I'm going to enjoy my food before I die.
Okay.
So this is also very off menu of us slightly. It's just instead of a dream restaurant, it's death row.
It is going to lead into a would you rather, but I would like to know what you're going to order first.
Okay. So starter, I'm going to go haggis bonbons with like a creamy whiskey sauce. And then, I don't know what I would have for my main course. I maybe have like nachos or something. Mm-hmm. That's all that's coming to mind. That's probably not my favourite, but. And then I'm going to have a trio of puddings because I can never decide what my favourite pudding would be. I would have one which is carrot cake, one which is banoffee pie, and one which is tiramisu.
You just have awful taste. Just in general.
I do not.
I can't believe you went, I'll have some haggis bonbons and I'll have some plain ass carrot cake.
What would you have?
Anyway.
No, answer the question. What would you... Chicken nuggets.
I would have honey roast crisps from M&S.
Uh-huh.
Maybe some Pringles too, because I would have an array of crisps and snacks. And then I would have loaded fries. Ooh. So it would be like mac and cheese and chicken on top and like barbecue sauce and like very overwhelmingly indulgent. And then probably a McDonald's big fat Coke.
That's it. That's all you're having.
Yeah, because I got all the snacks.
Right.
I'm just not that.
So how was my taste not
like
good? But
do you know what it is? Right, you just pick really like old people food. Like I just don't like.
What is old people about a tiramisu? It's just fucking good.
I just don't know.
Nachos. Old people don't eat nachos.
Right, but everything else you said was like incredibly Victorian.
You haven't had haggis bonbons from
the Victorians would have loved that. Scottish Victorians would have loved haggis bonbons.
They would have, but they wouldn't have ever got their hands on them.
That's because it was poverty. Anyway, so my would you rather is, would you rather eat those meals out of a shoe or a bin?
A shoe?
A used shoe. You don't know who's used the shoe, but it's a used...
But I'm going to die immediately, so...
It's a used shoe. You don't know whose shoe it is. It definitely smells a little bit. It is like worn. It's a worn
But
shoe.
is the bin empty, or has it got a bin bag full of shit in it?
No, it's an empty bin, but it's never been washed. It's like a street bin that's been emptied.
Shoe. Because it's not like I'm going to get any disease of the mouth because I'm away to be executed.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have quite the same connotations as a bin. I don't know.
You could have athlete's foot of the mouth.
Yeah, but I'm going to die in a mere half an hour, so...
That's true. But you're going to eat out the shoe?
Yeah.
Your portion sizes are tiny. I'm eating out of the bin.
Big shoe, big shoe.
It's like but you're not going to get past... It's going to be like a size 10 shoe.
I don't know. It could be a clown shoe. It could be one of that massive... You know that big slippers
I'm telling you it's a size 10 shoe. This is my would you rather. It's my rules.
But you can't instate the rules after having an answer.
It's my would you rather. It's my rules.
All the criteria needs to be listed.
A size 10 used trainer. 2 trainers, a pair. You've got a pair of shoes. It's used. Quick smells. Definitely been used. Definitely been worn for a long time. And then you've got a bin. Like a Glasgow City Council bin, but it's been emptied.
So if I ordered nachos in the bin's going to be full of nachos, or am I having to climb into the bin to reach the portion?
Nachos.
So right, you've asked me a question, I've answered the question, and then once I've answered, you've given me more conditions.
I gave those conditions in the beginning. I said a bin or a shoe.
The bin could have been one of those really small bins.
I said an outside bin. I said that it was a street bin. I think if we watch this back, I definitely used the words "it's a street bin."
Okay, innocent until proven guilty.
I'm
but
right.
I don't remember hearing the word.
Pretty sure I said street bin.
Pointing those wild eyes at me.
I'd eat out the bin.
Well, now that I know that there's conditions.
There was conditions when I started saying it. You answered too quickly. I was trying to give you the conditions and you just kept talking over me.
Can we do an interruption counter and see who talks over who the most?
This episode is going to be a lot of talking over each other. I'm so sorry. But yeah, so you're going shoe, I'm going bin.
Well, now that
you said it now.
No, oh, okay.
You're eating out the size 10 shoe. Enjoy your carrot cake.
I will enjoy my carrot cake.
Barking.
You have no taste. You have the palate of a 2-year-old.
Listen, if I offered a lot of people I know shit ton of crisps or carrot cake, they're going for the crisps.
Yeah, but the crisps are an entirely different part of the crisps or your side.
I just think that all of your dessert options were bland and horrible. No sticky toffee pudding.
Sticky toffee pudding is the most boring. It's the most basic pudding on the face of this earth.
No chocolate cake. No
right, you're
cake,
naming things with less flavour than what I named.
No, like...
Yeah.
Either way, your choices are wrong and I hate you.
You're tacky and I hate you.
Right, what's your would you rather?
I don't know if I have one.
If you don't have one, that's fine.
Would you rather
work
in a place like 24/7 that you either have to like massage people's grotty feet and like basically what is it, like a chiropodist or whatever you call them, I don't know how you pronounce that, or you have to like deal with boils on bums every day.
Boils on bums,
like,
or grotty feet.
Yeah, or like right in the crack, like near the bum hole.
I've not got a feet thing, so that wouldn't bother me.
Yeah.
How dirty are the feet?
The mangiest feet you've ever seen. Like, you know the feet you described last time with like the guy. Worse than that.
Can I wear a mask?
Yes.
Okay. In both scenarios, I can wear a mask?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going for the feet. I am not touching a boil on someone's bum.
Yeah. Not a hope in hell.
Not if it's close to the hole.
No.
That's a doctor. Go see a doctor. Not me.
No, well, you're the bumhole specialist.
Don't say that.
Boil bumholes.
Do not say that sentence out loud. That's horrific. Stop that. No, I'm not. I'm the foot person.
You, Zoe Davidson, are the bumhole specialist.
Do not say my second name on this podcast. No, I'm choosing the feet.
Yeah, I in agreement.
Yeah. Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ew.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I just had an image of like on Embarrassing Bodies when people would come in with like fucking massive, basically like crimes against humanity, and they'd be like, I was too embarrassed to go to the doctor, but I've come on national television. Yeah, that's the kind of people that would be coming to you.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going for the feet.
Yeah.
I think I could deal with rotten feet. I think I could adjust to that.
Like trench foot kind of.
Like I think I could adjust to like getting used to that, but I don't think I could ever get used to a boil on the bum.
No.
Right. On that note, this has been a crazy episode. Thank you all for listening.
Yeah.
I think if you're still here, wow, I'm so impressed. I love you dearly. If you're not still here, get a life. You wouldn't have heard that anyway, so anyway, thank you for listening, or watching, or whatever on your favourite platforms. Please like, subscribe, comment, or something. Interact with us. Check us out on social media at Brains Unpicked Pod, and let us know, would you be a boil bum doctor or a smelly foot specialist? Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye.